It's time for the more Logic Pro goodness here on Studio Live today. If you're just joining us, episode 1, we got together this song here in Logic Pro. Now, I'm using Logic Pro for the very first time. I'm a GarageBand iOS user primarily, and in this series, I'm going to be trying Logic for the first time, and we'll be getting on with that in just a moment. If you did miss the first one, we recorded some guitars, some bass, we've got the drummer track here, we did a bit of a vocal take, and since then, I've done a couple of things. I've worked out where my arrangement track is, so I've worked out that I can drop this down here and go into the arrangement track, and so I've worked out where my lead in and intro and verse and that sort of thing are. That's just a matter of dropping this one down, hitting these plus buttons, and adding in all the different sections, which is wasn't too challenging, except when it was. And then I've actually retracked this because I've worked out where my intro, verse, chorus sections are. It's a bit of a makeshift arrangement for the time being, but we'll continue and to get the rest of this demo done. Now, to give you a listen to where the song's at the moment, what I thought I would do is I need to track a second version of this guitar. So what we're going to do is use my shortcut keys, which I'm finally learning, use Command D, which is going to create a new duplicate track from this one, and then we'll play along with my original guitar and be good to go. Hello, by the way, to the folks who are here live. Yeah, how helpful? How is it helpful to use an arrangement track? Basically means that I can now fly these things around. So if I do decide that actually I want this verse to be before this chorus, you can like drag them around and it will move the actual audio file. It'll split and auto move your audio file. So we'll undo that because we don't want to do it. But it just means that if you've got the arrangement track in there, then we can actually make some moves later if we decide that we want things in different order. So let's get in and record this. I'm going to record a version of this one. So we'll make sure that we are monitoring the right track. We'll undo these, take the record light off there, turn this one on, and we should now have that one coming through, which you can hear, and we'll hit record on this one. You'll be able to take a listen to the arrangement thus far, and at the same time, I can track this guitar again. So we'll go back to the start here, we'll turn our metronome on, we'll hit the record button, and let's get it tracking. 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. I'm just going to pause there for a minute because I've got the volume coming out too loud. Now that the metronome's tapping on there, it's clipping. And that's not actually happening here. That's happening in the stream that's going out to you folks. I don't want you to have to listen to that the whole way through. I do have to work on my zooming. I've been watching a lot of Music Tech Help Guy, but I haven't been absorbing all the different tips and tricks just yet. So I do need to work on how I can zoom in and out on things so that we can get to the right spot. But if we just hit record, do we get a lead in if we just hit record? No, we don't. So I need to work out how to actually add a lead in as well, because my punching in is not going to be super fun if I have to do that every time. So what we'll do is I'll just come back to here because we've got non-destructive editing. And then I'll work out how to actually do a lead in properly afterwards. Hey girl. Messed that one up. Not sure why my metronome's going at double the speed now. That's weird. And now I've got takes. I'm learning as I go here, by the way. If you're just joining us and you're like, you don't look like you know what you're doing. Yeah, spot on. I'm an absolute noob. I think the hint was in the title here, that I am absolutely a noob. All right, so it's cross-faded and brought us in here. So it's actually a lot more sophisticated than what I'm used to using with things like GarageBand, because it's automatically working out the split between the takes there, and it's cross-fading it, and it's doing all these funky things that I'm just not used to things doing. So I'm going to have to learn how to use my takes there to get things sounding correct. We'll actually mute that one out for the time being. You might have heard in the last one that we had some guitars going on here. Now, what's my zoom? Zoom out there. We got some, I know it's early morning, absolutely. Option and shift. So option and shift. Now, I think this is for zooming, isn't it? So you can scroll up and down, and then if you go... Yeah, option shift goes sideways, or is that just shift? Just shift goes sideways, and then is it control option? No, is it shift? We'll learn this stuff, folks. Don't worry, we'll get to the end of this, and I'll just be like, you'll be amazed at what a pro I am. Sure, Johns. Yeah. All right, we'll take that one off, and I'm actually just going to delete that take because I'm getting super confused even just looking at that. Let's just delete the whole thing. All right, so we do have that there. We're going to switch over back to the electric guitars now and get things done. Easiest thing for starters with zooming is to use the sliders on the top right, and I think that's what I'm using at the moment. So I'm just going to use my zoom at the top right there to get things done. So let's unplug and grab the electric again. Yeah, the challenge I'm having thus far, and you would have seen this from yesterday, is just getting accustomed. So there's a lot of things that are very similar going from GarageBand into Logic, but some things are just different. And they're advanced features that are definitely going to help me, like the crossfading and like the multiple takes and multiple tracks. And I'm sure I can change it, but I really just need to learn. I need to buckle down and actually learn how these all work. So the tones that we selected yesterday, so let's just see if we can get this going here. So this particular tone over on one side. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute out. I'm going to properly mute out these ones, so that I don't have to use the solo here. So there's the tone that we had, one of our electric tones, with that little bit of flange on it. So what we need to do is record all of our electric guitars over the top again, because you'll notice that I changed the arrangement around here. I've made the verse a bit longer, so none of these are actually going to be correct anymore. So we're going to delete. We're going to be brave and delete things, and then come back here and get cracking on this one. So if we turn that on, we should get our... All right, we're over on the left side here, so I'm just going to bring this to the center. Double tap. No, it's not a double tap for centering. Hang on, I think I read this. Is it a option tap? Nope. Is it a command tap? Nope. It's we'll work that out later. What I should be doing is making a list of all the things that I'm not knowing, so that when I come back I can... I really like the out of the box, the tone that we've got here. Like this tone with the pedal board and the amp. I've just thrown a random tone on here, the Pop Sparkler, and it sounds beautiful. Like, goes really well with the Les Paul. Like, it's a very nice tone. So let's go to the tuner, make sure that we are in tune, and then we'll record this part in. By the way, congrats. Joe and Barry Glenn just had a premiere video. I had to start this, so I haven't watched it yet, but I went and pre-liked it, and I'll definitely keep going back for a listen straight afterwards. So shout out to Joe and Barry, who are wonderful patrons of the channel as well. And thank you to all the patrons who, your contributions made sure that I could spend the $300+ to buy Logic Pro and do this guinea pig test for you. All right. All right, we're going to come in here and play this one here. So we'll play along to the track that we have so far, and we'll start tracking these guitars and see how we go. And just chat Chat along as we go. 2, 3, 4, 2, ready, go. I don't know quite what to go. I think it's that we need to go with at that part. Now I'm going to have to use my old, not sophisticated version of crossfading here, or of playing across, because I still haven't learnt everything that I need to here in Logic. So forgive me. I know there's a better way to do this, but this is, I did mention yesterday, you'll be pulling your hair out frustrated with what I do here, because yeah, I'm going to make some mistakes, but that's okay. Mistakes make us better. Let's record this part. Hey that wasn't right, is it? Yeah, it just needs to be the A chord there. All right, we'll undo that and we'll do that again. We'll play it again from here. Hey. Yeah. My guitar playing's not quite on point today. Yesterday it seemed to be a lot better. I think when you're brand new with a song, sometimes it's easier to hit the mark. And then today, not that I'm stale with it already, it's only one day old, but yeah, it's not exactly the same. So yeah, there's my dodgy way of bringing those takes together. Again, I know Logic people are like, oh, you can just do it properly, Johns. Stop it. So we'll continue on in just a sec, because we do need to track the other guitar, and then we'll start talking about the bass and the vocals, because you'll notice here that I've got, you probably heard it in the background there. In fact, let's turn down the guitar here, and we'll turn off all of the monitoring. I've got like this idea here for the vocals. If we come and play this section. Which I think is like in that mid-range for my vocals. And then into like the pre-chorus section here. A little bit Cure sort of style. And this is the call and response we talked about yesterday that I want in here. Hey girl, hey girl. So it's not Yeah Girl, it's Hey Girl. So I'm finally writing a song called Hey Girl, and because this reminds me of Ice House, I feel a bit weird about that because they've got a song called Hey Little Girl, and now I'm writing a song that sounds like Ice House, and it's called Hey Girl. Rip off. Hello to the folks who've just joined us, by the way. Tremor Bear, hello to Joe Glenn, hello to Tom Calhoun, hello to the Mix Club. Yeah, look, I'm going to blame early in the morning. I have had my coffee, though, so I should be good to go. Hello, Jock Disorders. I hope you are doing well as well. And anyone else who I've missed out on new gear. Well, not new gear, but new DAW. Same gear. Hello, Viberman. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, it's going to come together. Like, this is always the frustrating part because you're going to it's in my head, but I just need to like work through it and make it come out as to what I actually want it to be, which is not always the easiest thing to do. All right, let's go to this double flange that we played with yesterday. We'll delete our take there because we can, and we'll center it. Now, what was it? It was option tap. There we go, option. So I'm going to get used to my option button. So I'm used to double tap to bring to center, but double tap actually lets you put a value in, which is very handy because guess what? You can actually go like -31 and put it exactly halfway or almost exactly halfway to the left or the right. So that's handy, but yeah, option and click is going to bring my panning knob back to 0. All right, let's get this tone. Now, this tone is also delicious. I just went in and chose this one, the double flange tone here. And if we unmute that track, it sounds like this. Love that delay. Love that tone. So we'll play this one now. On my left and right, I normally play exactly the same. But see, this one, like, there's probably a part for like. So maybe like a complementary thing in the second verse that plays something like that. So we'll track in the regular one, and then we'll go from there. So let's play this along. You know what? I'm gonna push this left and right because I want to hear the left and the right sort of separation right off the bat. I'll turn down the overall because I was clipping a bit yesterday when we were doing this. So we'll turn our overall fader down. We'll turn our metronome back on. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. Here's where I'm hearing like that lead tone over the top. Hey girl, hey girl. this stream if I didn't have to go and turn on my my Wi-Fi and connect over here. For whatever reason, when we get to this point, the stream just kind of craps itself, and then this happens. And a good question there from Ashley. I'll just wait for the reception to return, and then I'll talk about this because you're probably hearing me in a robot form right now. Too much vibrato, probably too much vibrato on that one. We'll give the connection just a moment to come back. Come on back. Come on back now, you can do it. It's the best time of the day. We'll bring me back to my mug here, and we'll just give it a moment to get over its stage fright here, because for whatever reason this happens around about this time. Here it comes. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's reconnecting. I'm going to just have to revert to just using my hotspot because for whatever reason, the uploads just go away. The upload speed just falls to nothing, and I haven't quite worked out why it happens. I need to do a lot more testing. There is probably a little bit too much vibrato on that one, isn't there? Mark, hello Mark, by the way. Hello Kronk Song. So this will be a good opportunity for me to start playing around with tones. Actually, what I want to do, I'm just going to duplicate that track, because I want to try that lead guitar bit in a moment. But for this, I can hit B, which brings up whatever this thing is, and we can actually play around with some of this stuff. So on the track itself, we have delay. We've got the pedal board. Oh wow! So we've got two flanges on there, and we've got this grit plugin, which is not actually on. Okay, so that's the grit plugin's off there, but these two flanges are on, and they're both syncing. Whoa, look at that! Okay, so there's the mix knob. So what if we just bring the flanges on these two down to about a quarter instead of being at their full? Man, there's so many options in here. It's super overwhelming, I got to tell you. All right, let's just solo this. And that reverb's a bit intense, isn't it? So we can dial off the reverb a little bit there. That's a bit better. Now, Ashley had a question before. Why does the metronome go to double speed when it hits this point? I haven't worked that out. So I haven't learnt how this is actually, because it says there it's 128, but when you get down to here, why do I sound completely out of time? Was I out of time at the start? Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. No, it's the metronome that's out of time. That's the weirdest thing. Is that just me, or is that did I make some change there that the metronome is moving? Because take a listen. There's the drums. The drums are right on the beat there, but when I play this with the metronome, is that a latency thing? Am I the only one hearing that? Oh, am I just kind of losing my mind? Yeah, I'm not sure. Hit the blue amp. Hit the amp blue thingy. The amp blue thingy. Oh, this one here. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right. So yeah. So each thing has its own thing. So I don't know what this part is, or is this just a small version of this? Is this just does this align with that? When we change the gain? No. So if this is this, then what's that? So this isn't the amp. This is just some other random bits. But then we've got the pedal board and the amp separately up here. Man, there's going to be some exploring going on here, isn't there? This is fun. Why do you leave the metronome on? Is there an advantage over the drums? No. To be honest, Guzzo, it was only because I didn't have a clip in here, which I can just add. It was just for my start. So instead of doing all that problem with the metronome, I should just leave the metronome off and then have a slot in there. Don't know why it suddenly went to that sound. Oh, because it's a lead in. It's trying to give me a lead in sort of sound. Let's just go your regular sort of stuff here. Kyle, don't get fancy on me, mate. All right. There we go. That could be my 4 bars of lead in. And then we can play there. It takes the most important of each plugin. Gotcha. Thank you, Derek. See, we're going to learn stuff. We're going to learn as we go. Yeah, so it takes them. Okay, that makes more sense. So if we got the double flange on here and we hit the B button to bring that up, all right, so it's got distortion, flange, echo, reverb. So it's taking bits of this and giving you, is it called like the smart controls? Is that what it is? I think so. View, is it this? What's the one that's B? B. Yeah, smart controls. Okay. So, all right. So so you can basically do it either way. I could just use all this stuff. So I can go into each individual plugin, the delay there, the compressor there, the pedal board, the amp, or if I wanted to use the smart control, I can do that, and then it will just put sort of easily tweakable settings down there just to change things up a bit. That's cool. I like it. Makes sense. Thank you. See, this is why I do this live. Who needs a teacher? Who needs to pay for a teacher when I have awesome people that are going to come and help me out here? All right, we'll do bass in a sec, but I just wanted to try adding a little lead part over the top of this. So we'll bring this to the center, option 0, as we've now learnt. So further down here, so there's our verse, and there's our first chorus. So I think in this second verse is where we want. So what I'll do is I'll play through from the chorus, and we'll just record in, and I'll just play a few little sort of lead tones. I think something like that will work here. Let's just try it, shall we? Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey something like that. That sort of idea, you reckon? We'll see how we go. When the smart control is on the top left corner, click I, and you can select what appears in it. Oh, okay. Well, the smart control is in the top left corner. Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So this is what that is. And you can make it. You can learn different things. So it's got the pedal board. Okay. That's cool. So it's got the pedal board resonance there. We can change up all the parameter. So many again, this is not making excuses here, but this is the reason it's taken me so long to start using Logic is that I am a simple man, and I get super overwhelmed by too many choices. And let's just say right now I've got a few too many choices of things to do. So I'm just going to move this down here because I want it to come in from the verse. Yeah, as John says, keep it simple. I'll be keeping it simple. They call me Simple Pete for that very reason. Or at least they should. All right, should we bass? Because I think when we were doing the last one, it was the bass that really kind of brought it together. I agree, Joe. Too many knobs. Just like when I go into the city on a Friday night. Biggest problem? Too many knobs. Bass time. So the idea is by the end of this hour, we got 30 minutes left. I wanted to have a version, a full version that's going to be a demo, so that we can start exploring it a little bit more. So here's the bass tone that we put on last time, which I thought sounded kind of cool. Just practicing the part. All right, so we go up there. All right, I like it. I like it so much, I'm going to get rid of it. In fact, we'll just mute it in case I forget how to play it. We'll mute it. We'll Option D. Hey, look at me. Look at me go with my knowing how to press buttons now. All right, and we'll get everything else happening here. Why have I muted everything else? Because I've soloed that one. All right, so we should be cool here. We'll just turn the bass up a little bit so we can actually hear it. We've got it monitoring there. We need to have the record armed. Is the bass very similar to the guitar tone? Kind of. So it is using the bass amp instead, and it is using a stereo spreader. So it's basically just creating like a bit more of a stereo sound. We can play around with the different tones afterwards, which we definitely will be doing. No, where's our volume on this one? All right. Let's track in some bass, shall we? Okay. I forgot that I have two verses in the verse bit now. We're just going to do it again. Don't do that cycle thing that we did before. I like how excited Kyle is at the start of this track. Yeah, rock and roll, Kyle. Do it again. I need to do. One thing I do need to do before I come back here and play again is learn how to properly do punch-ins and cuts, because I currently don't. Because this is why I'm using this stupid method of just doing it on a second track and then cutting and pasting. Alright, I need to get rid of all of that because I'm confusing myself there with what I'm playing. And delete that bit. Ooh, delete. Alright. Hey girl. I missed the note entirely. Yeah, just record on the same track again. And that's the thing. Okay, so rather than hit the backwards button with your mouth, just hit return or enter button. And there you go. So there's a tip. So the return button takes you back to the start of the track. Good stuff. I'm going to do all this again because I'm not satisfied. You're just like, oh, Johns, come on, get this stuff together, mate. Yeah, so recording on the same track again creates a whole bunch of takes, and maybe that's just because I don't know how to turn that function off because I just want it to overdub itself. It's a whole new workflow. That's the difference, I think, that I'm learning here is that I've learned a workflow that is not necessarily the best way to do things. In fact, it's a bit of a hacky way to do things in GarageBand, and so I'm retraining. It's like retraining my brain to do things a different way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Da 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 da. Hey girl. All right, let's try this now. Let's try recording on the same track again and just overdubbing it. All right, let's hit record. Hey girl. 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 All right, that didn't work at all. So yeah, so now I get this take 2 business going on here. So I'm assuming this is actually going to help me. And this is going to make it automatically to do what I've been trying to do manually all this time. So this is what I need to learn how to work my way around, is to slide this. Okay, so it's actually dead simple. It does all the heavy lifting and hard work for me. There you go. I finally found something. Not finally, you know what I mean. I found something that has made Logic just make me go, that's actually a way easier way to do it. If only we had that in GarageBand. Because look, it even adds a little crossfade there. Hey girl. But it gets messy. You know I don't like my mess. Let's see if we can make this ending actually work, because that sounded just awful, that outro, that last chorus. So we'll come back to here. Now that we know how to do all the multi-take fanciness, we'll try this here. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. There you go. There you go. And you swipe the ends of the tracks to find where you want them to blend. There we go. All right, hang on. Enough, Kyle. Okay, so that's sweet. So we can just grab this and go, all right, so that's where it wants to be. So we can play the old version. Hey girl. So that this little A that will combine them together. Oh, okay, so you can you can like comp them together, bring the comp. Quick swipe comping. All right, comping is definitely going on my list of things to learn how to do because it looks like it's going to save me some time. I'm assuming I can just like collapse this track so I don't have to see the takes as well, but I don't know how to do that. So we'll learn that in a future video. Now, in the last one, we also had this second bass, and you're like, oh no, you've already done one bass. Do we have to hear you do this? Wasn't this one. We can delete this one now safely. Goodbye. And we'll delete the whole track, in fact. It was this low down bass. Bum, 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 bum. Flatten and merge is what you can do. Okay. So John said flatten and merge and then hit the triangle. Click on the drop down and it will give you options with those tracks. Yeah, okay. So that's what we can do. Let's try this. Let's try to flatten and merge our track, shall we? So we'll go to this comp, we'll hit there, and if we go flatten and merge, it's going to bring all those takes together. It's going to bounce them down into one track. Well, there you go. Who knew? All right. So what do we think? What in terms of instrumentation? Because in the upcoming videos, we will be adding in some MIDI or working out what sort of MIDI that we need to go with this. So yeah, do have a think about that, because I think I'm going to keep it as a very simple kind of pop song. My first song in Logic shouldn't have a whole lot of complexity, but I'm thinking some keys and maybe even some strings might work in this song. And then of course we have to look at percussion, but we wanted to get this close to some sort of demo. And then of course we have to write, you know, those pesky lyric things. So if you've got ideas about what the song should be about, do let me know that as well. But I think we're making some progress here. I think it's coming along. I will do this bass, while the bass is plugged in, I will do this bass track because otherwise I'll have to do it later anyway. So we're going to come down to the same bass tone, and let's just remind myself of what we were playing last time we did this. Oh, why can't I solo that? Oh, because I've got mute on. All right. So let's, oh, Jesus. All right, I'm doing something weird here because I'm trying to mute this one and just have this one solo. But every time I solo this track, it solos that track. It's like they're linked together. Don't know what I've done. No idea. No idea why that and that track seem to want to live together. They're not the same track, are they? My record is off. My record is off. That soloed off. There we go. Now it's working. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I like the, I like that one. Deleted files can remain around and build up the file size. And I had two highlighted. Yeah, I know. So so how do you multi-select tracks? That's something I need to actually work out here. If I have two highlighted. Okay, so you can like shift select, you can highlight two things. That way when I was pressing this, see that's good, because if you wanted to solo a whole group of things, that's actually a handy feature that I just didn't realize that I was learning. I was learning things and not realizing it. Let's play this again. All right. So I'm gonna record this bass in now. I'm pretty comfortable that I remember that. So is there a better way, if I'm deleting files, is there a better way to make sure that they're gone forever, or are they just going to sit there as like deletions and take up space? Which if they do, yeah, so be it. That's how we have to roll. Then that's how we have to roll. All right, we'll turn down the original bass and we'll play this one. We'll hit the record. And we'll take it off mute. So many buttons to press. So many things to go. All right. Let's see Kyle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do like that bass tone. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. This that lead guitar doesn't sound good. It's like way out of time in that second passage. I think something wacky was going on when I was playing around with the metronome and stuff, so we're just going to remove all that section from there. So that's all where we're at. Where are we for timing? 13 minutes. So let's sing, because the original singing versions that I put in here were like with all the backing track playing in the background just via speaker, as you can probably hear if I me breathing in the background. Da, 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 da. So I want to re-sing this and get the timing and the melody right. That way, while I'm out walking around today, I can start writing lyrics. Because the concept of this song, I've in my head. Now that I know that it's going to be called Hey Girl, I actually want to write a bit of a. I don't quite know how to approach this, but I want to write it in terms of like a female empowerment thing, because sometimes people are dicks, and I don't know. There's something in my head around this, because I've got, got two young daughters, and almost like a message of like hey girl, you're strong and you can do things. A bit like like a Eye of the Tiger kind of thing that Katy Perry did. But I think the hey girl, like the chorus, something is a call and return, as like, hey girl, you have a something. Hey girl, you can be what you want to be and do, like that. So that's kind of the thing. When recording, use low latency mode. Yeah, now someone gave me an idea about low latency mode, which is probably what was causing my my thing to fall out there. So shout out to one of the viewers, and I'm going to bring up your comment here on my phone so I can read it. Looked up latency, top right, to put items and controls in the menu bar, and a dialog brings up the many shortcuts you can affix to the top of the screen. Low latency is there. Essentially, you can set this somewhere to be a target amount of milliseconds, and Logic makes its digital realm work hard to fit in, e.g. crushes the life out of sound quality temporarily while recording and tracking. So always knock the mode off when not recording. This fact is crying out to be incorporated as a function in the record itself. Don't know if it's possible. Okay, so yeah. So that's what we need to do, is find out where that is. So I couldn't really understand exactly where that low latency is. I'm going to have to look it up, and maybe we're not doing a whole bunch more recording today, but it's definitely actually, it's going straight onto my list. It's going straight onto my list of things that I have to find out tonight. So Logic Pro. So we've got transposition. We need to work out low latency mode. I need to learn more about takes and like chop punching in. And what was I just talking about before? I can't think. Anyway, if I remember it again, I'll add it to the list. So right click on the top grey panel and select customize. Okay. So up here, customize controls. Okay. And low latency recording mode. Okay. So it's that little clock one there. Okay, and so that will bring that up in apply. No, I don't. There we go. So, okay. So when we're recording, well, let's try it. Let's give it a crack, shall we? Because we're going to record some vocals, and we'll try recording this. And I'm going to record over the top of those original vocals, just because that seems like a logical thing to do now. So we'll do that, and we'll do that. Check. 1, 2, 3. We've got our tracking vocal set up there. We've got everything dialed in. Yeah, toggle on and off. See, Derek's the man. Who knew that you were coming along to teach me? Again, I never professed that this was a tutorial. This is definitely me learning, a noob learning, and maybe others will learn along the way. And then the cool thing is, at the end of all this, oh, it's not on yet? Okay, there we go. Now it is. The cool thing about this is that I'll learn through these videos the most important things that a noob is not going to know when they start out. And then I can do videos like the top 10 things I learnt using Logic for the first time. And it's going to be things like low latency mode, because clearly it's something that's important that doesn't really shout out at you from the front. So let's try this, shall we? We'll record this in. It is cool that you can do that, though. You're not having to go in there playing with the buffer settings all the time. Ba 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 ba. All right, let's record this this vocal in, and then we're pretty much done. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. Da 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 da. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. All right, recorded in. Okay, so when you've got something like that and you've just got the take that goes all the way over the top, I'm assuming I can. Why do I still have? Do I have something else that I'm still monitoring that? Ba. Oh no, I don't have. It's because I don't have it plugged in. Hang on. We'll unplug the guitar. That shouldn't have been going onto my track. Hopefully. All right, we'll play around with that later in terms of. Oh, there you go. So there's the expansion. Got it. And then you can switch between the takes, and that will tell you what take's going up to there. I really like it. Okay, we've found the first thing that I really like is the take system here, because GarageBand on iOS has multi-take, but it doesn't work well at all. All right, let's just retrack these little these call and response bits here. Pause. All right, change up which one we're arming this one. And we'll hit record. What happens if you try and arm two tracks with the same one? No, it won't let you. Okay. Probably a good thing. All right, let's record. Hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. So something along those lines for the call and response there, and we don't need any of that chunkiness at the start. Whoop, I got so you've always got to do your edits on your takes down here, do you? No? Yeah. How do I now clip that? Do I have to go back to here to actually? Yeah, there we go. Nope. No, it's like, no, you can't get rid of it. It's there forever. That's some weirdness. Okay, I'll accept it for now because we're running low on time. And let's just record this second chorus once bit. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. Yeah, and that's what I'll play around with. I was going to do that today. I was going to try and play and sing at the same time, and then I realised that that's going to a whole new level that I don't need to tackle just yet. But I also don't really know why I can't trim that. There's obviously a reason. I've done something here that's disallowing me to do that. So maybe I need to consolidate the takes before it will let me trim that, because it won't yet. Anyway, we'll play around with that next time, Gadget. Next time. So we've come in together here. Oh, hello, by the way. Hello, James. Yes, I agree. Derek is invited to every show. But in 2 hours of Logic Pro experience, I have learnt a heap. I've learnt about the takes. I've now, thanks to Derek, I've learned about the low latency record mode, and I've learnt about the arrangement track, because I had to learn about that the other day. There's a lot to learn, and I think the key for me is definitely going, what the heck have I done? Oh no, I was I had that armed to record, so I was tracking bass down here over and over again. Okay, that's going to be weird. That's going to be interesting. Is it going to it might be okay. So I'm going to have to also be careful about what I've got going on there. All right, let's bring up the mixer. Let's finish this off by bringing up the mixer, which I believe isn't M, because that would be sensible. It's X for mix, and play around with this, because still got to get used to there being buses and things like that, which I'm not. So we'll turn off the record arming, and we'll definitely stop re-recording. That's why we were getting that bass hum through, because I had that selected the whole time. So let's come to the start here, and we'll mix this one down, and then I'm going to export it, because then we're right at the end here. I'm going to actually take this with me today while I go out and about and listen to it and start lyric writing, so that by the next show we can record in some vocals. So we may looking all about vocals. That might be the next one that we do, which will probably be early next week, or we might sneak it in tomorrow. We'll see how we go. All right, let's play this song, and we'll do a little bit of mixing, shall we? I need to get rid of that stuff. But again, when I've got these multiple takes, I don't know how to... I guess I do that so that it's not playing there, because I don't want the audio there. But we'll work that out later as to how I can actually trim that. That's better. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. What'll be cool is using two monitors for this, and because I know you can separate out your windows, and having like one monitor is just your mixer and one is just your tracks. Obviously I can't show you here because I'm displaying this monitor, but that'd be cool. Now I need to get rid of, I'm gonna mute out completely for my bounce down this lead guitar. I like the idea, but that could even be like an organ or a piano or something like that. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, Well, I like that you've got the little things up here as well that are showing you what's going on. That's pretty cool. All right. That's where we're going to be up to. Not sure if you mean to, but you're selling it to me. Yeah. Hopefully. If you put your playhead where you want it, then right click and split at the playhead, then delete. Okay. So we have to split and delete. Yep. Okay, that makes sense. Let's just try this real quick. We'll zoom in. Use this zoom to zoom in to start with. So if we just want this, so we'll just have to split and delete basically, rather than trying to trim, because it won't allow you to trim if it's already there. So if we bring this up, can we just do? Where's the split tool? That's it, isn't it? No, that brings that up. I'm gonna have to learn my editing here, man. It's like learning a whole new thing. We'll do that next time. Yeah, I'm sure it's somewhere in there. We'll get there. Thank you again for hanging out here and for bearing with me, because I know that it should be right click. Wasn't I right clicking? Wasn't I right clicking there? No, right clicking just gives me my takes. That's all right. Yeah, if I'm selling this to you based on this, then that's good. And look, I know that Apple were keen for me to try out Logic, and they're like, oh, have you put, because if you don't know the background, they've given me a loaner MacBook Pro with the M1 Max, and they're like, oh, have you tried out Logic? Have you been playing around with it much? And I'm like, getting there. Like, I better actually crack on and learn it properly. So off I go to, let's bounce it down. Yeah, so you can go, is it track bounce or file bounce that you actually do it to? I know that I think it was John before said it's Command B to bounce it. Oh, it's mix, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's I can't remember where you actually bounce it down. Or is it under file bounce? There we go. File bounce regions in place. All right. So yeah, so we'll bounce down the whole track. Boing. So let's do it as a PCM wave. We don't want AAF, we want wave. 24-bit 44.1 until a file. No dithering. Start at. Okay, so you can start at 4, or is that? Okay. So it's actually cut out that. Look, I'll just start at the very start so I can hear that entry bit. And end. Is that the right spot that it's ending at? We'll do it. We'll do a bounce down and we'll check it. So let's see how long it takes. Oh, bounces. So it goes under. Okay, so it's putting it. That's cool, because I've used the folder method. So you can either use a file, like a package file, or you can use a folder of files. I've used the folder of files method here because Music Tech Help Guy told me it's more usable, which is good, because then if you can have a folder with all your bounces in there, that makes it a little easier. So let's grab the finder here and find that. Should just be in our recent, is it? No. All right. I'll go to where I've saved it, because I know it's here in Logic Pro, Logic Projects, February song bounces. And there it is. So I should be able to send this straight over to my, there are 33.6. Let's just open it up with QuickTime here and take a listen to my first ever bounced down Logic Pro project. And we'll see what this is going to sound like. Yeah, there's our. Four. I don't know, I'm reasonably impressed with a demo recording, knowing nothing going in. I did it. I done did it. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, still lots of help from the gang. Exactly. It'll take my rest of my lifetime to figure GarageBand. And look, let's finish on this point. I'm not doing this to tell you have to do it. Like, as you know, if you've been around this channel for a while, you know that I don't care what you use. I don't care if you're using a GarageBand on your phone, or if you're using Logic, or if you're using Pro Tools or whatever, as long as you're creating music. And I didn't, for my music creation, did I really need to go down this path? Not really, but if I never try it, I'll never know. And now I'll actually be able to answer the question. If someone comes to me and says, hey, I'm using GarageBand, I want to use Logic, I'll be able to hand on heart say, look, there's a bit of a steep learning curve. Some things and some workflows are quite different, but it has these advantages, and then be able to list off those advantages. But without trying it, I'll never know. So absolutely. Is the best way to learn just do it? Sometimes. Sometimes I think it is. And taking baby steps. Derek says, I can't tell you how much swearing it took me to learn to do what you've done. Yeah, look, and look, that's the thing. Thomas says, I don't know half the stuff Logic does, and I've been using it for nearly 2 years. Yeah, and I just have to, I really do have to focus on the fact that I'm not ever going to know everything, and I don't have to. Unlike GarageBand, like my job, my actual career is to do GarageBand tutorials, and that will remain the case. But I don't have to become the Logic expert. They exist. They're already out there. I'm not replacing any of those people. So, yeah, I just need to do that. Yeah, and by the way, yeah, shout out to Thomas. I know you're having some challenges with the family there, and you've lost a member of your family. So my deepest condolences to you, mate. You are a wonderful person and a great moderator of this channel. And yes, I wish all the good vibes in the world heading your family's way. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for helping me out with this song. I've now got to go and bounce this one, send it over to my phone so I can take it with me, listen to it, write some lyrics. So if you're watching this on the replay or you finished watching live and you've got lyric ideas, throw them down in the comments, because I'll be reading those as I start writing these out. So thanks, everyone. Please be kind to yourselves this week. Please be kind to others. Keep creating. And tonight, in about 10 hours' time, Ricky T. Brown, my special guest on the Creator Town Hall. So don't miss that one, especially those in the UK and Europe and Australia. That's at a nice time zone for you folks. So Ricky T. Brown live on the Creator Town Hall. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you real soon. Bye for now. Let's go out with this song. See ya.